Welcome to Brawlhalla.
If Sandstorm can just find the right moves, maybe get a D-Light N-Sig on Bo, like, it can just really, he can take games fast with Diana. Diana's one of those characters where if you're not paying attention, those Bo Sigs will catch you lacking. And, like, killing it, like, or KOing an orange, very, like, it's bad. It's bad. I lost at San Diego to one. Yeah, not good, man.
With that being said, I mean, we're going into Raydish versus Sandstorm right now. Both showing championship titles. One from 2023, one from 2021. And we'll kind of have to see what happens as we go into game number one here and see what happens. I mean, Sandstorm's on a Diana. He is trying a different legend compared to what we're used to seeing him on, just to practice for Dallas, which is going to be coming up here in just roughly about a month. So we'll kind of see what happens. Raydish having his gauntlets, using them very, very well against Sandstorm. And look at the control from Raydish on Sandstorm right now.
Wow, risky ground pound coming out from Raydish. And a D-Sig, as I was saying, catches him in orange, not able to find the KO, but that was very, very scary. That was, my heart just dropped. But otherwise, Raydish getting this air, getting stage control, the side Sig. Whiffing the GC side light, catching another side light though. And I mean, Raydish is looking really good. All he has to find is like one quick Sair, maybe a side light Sair, and he'll be able to find that KO. Not just yet, maybe.
I don't know, but right now, Raydish coming in with that underarm down signature off the ledge, knocking out Sandstorm with that first stock. But I do have to say, I do like how these players are doing their damage build up in strides. Like we saw Raydish come in with that fantastic bow off the ledge, and then now we're seeing Sandstorm coming with this triple bow light attack in the middle of the air, and then possibly knocking out Raydish, but mistiming that signature.
Yeah, I mean, both these players have been finding very, very, like, a lot of unanswered hits, and then, like, it's like they're both taking turns just, like, comboing each other. I mean, Sandstorm finding that kick-up recovery, and I mean, he's not in a terrible spot for a Diana player, but one thing you have to notice is that when you're playing against Petra, that high force on those string weapons, your stock gets, like, terminated fast. So, we're gonna have to see if Sandstorm can really find those big openings that he needs to try and bring it back.
Yeah, for sure, and we'll kind of have to see what happens, but right now, Sandstorm's coming in with those blasters and starting to turn things a little bit more even into their favor, but Ray's going to have to really move around out of this blaster attack ranges if he wants to go ahead and get this knockout option.
Wow, side light Sair catching. I mean, for a while there, Sandstorm was really able to keep Raydish out, right? He was able to push the advantage with those side lights and those Sairs and just those nairs and just not really let him get a chance to come in. So he's got momentum, but the thing is he's still losing. So if Raydish finds a big string like this right here, it is very, very scary for him. Side light Sair connecting, and he was put into the orange. D-Sig, not spiking him off stage, but he finds a Sair after. And I mean, not looking great. D-Sig catches, and I mean, Raydish is looking good to take that first game. Wow.
Yes! What the heck did we just watch?
Wow.
I mean, that was a two stock out of fucking nowhere coming in from Raydish on the Sandstorm, and now Raydish is up one over Sandstorm after the second half of that game.
Yeah, like, you know, Sandstorm was looking very confident in that comeback on that second stock. Then Raydish took that stock and said, nah, you're not coming back. Like, I'm sorry. And then just proceeded to own him for the next whole stock. And, you know, Sandstorm unfortunately whiffs that GC side sig and gets punched with a ground pound. And we're going back to Demon Island. So both players want to keep on playing on this map. So we're going to have to see. Sandstorm with a very interesting option there.
Yeah,
but
I think
he's still got a bit of a lead, finding two Sairs. Oh, but he's forcing himself off stage.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
He's just edge guarding. So he's just trying to get the ground pound options on the Sandstorm. Sandstorm realizing that, come back to the platform. Silent jump cider.
1,000 hours on Petra.
Yeah.
Anyways, Sandstorm finding the end light, not able to find the read, but it is very, very close right here. I mean, whoever's gonna take this first stock is gonna be very, very good for them. But then again, both these players, Sandstorm with a dash Sair, very, very solid. You know, he gets a weapon star if he's playing blasters. At low HP, he gets the true combo of D-Light, Dare, Nair. I mean, he might be looking for it, but look right here, as said. And I mean, Raydish finding the Sair, he's gonna trying to close it out very quick. Finds the side sig, and it is very close to even now.
Yeah, for sure. And Raydish kind of said, you know what? Let's make it a little bit more even here, and it's trying to get an advantage over Sandstorm with that orb, but it's starting to build up a little bit. Sandstorm's now in the orange. We're seeing Sandstorm trying to use those blasters a little bit, trying to get in the momentum of them to really prove like, hey, I can go ahead and counter orb. But orb's just such an aggressive weapon overall that can fit in the slots of blasters. For example, when you do that silent, there is a little bit more of an open space between the legend and the attack of blasters. But as I say, that Raydish coming in with that knockout option on the Sandstorm and knocking Sandstorm into the second stock.
Yeah, he just threw it at him, just tossing it, letting him know. But I mean, you know, he's gonna be trying to push that advantage, trying to get that damage with that high damage Petra. But I mean, Sandstorm's gonna be looking to close it out. It's gonna be hard though. I mean, Raydish, every time he finds a string, it just leads to him taking at least like 30, 40 damage. And you really don't want to be doing that. And even further, he's just refusing to get KO'd.
Yeah, and it's coming down to the point of Raydish now coming in with those gauntlets, Sandstorm coming in with that bow side air, and just trying to find some knockout options. Raydish coming in with that granite cancel neutral signature with those gauntlets. And now Raydish is up 2 over Sandstorm. This is game number 3. This might be a 3-0 in favor of Raydish.
See, Raydish is he's just confident, you know, like he's just punishing Sandstorm. Sandstorm is missing a move, and then Raydish is just like dash up staring, or gets a very big punish onto that recovery and just GCN6. He's just finding the right moves at the right times, and I mean, it's just leading to him just finding these just good KOs. His damage build has been good with these orb nairs and the like soft spot dodge reads, all this stuff. It's like he's able to just build a really solid lead, but it's not over yet. This is Sandstorm. He needs to win this game. We're gonna have to see what happens, but it really comes down to whoever just finds those huge openings.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, right now, this is a very big advantage in favor of Raydish. If you're Sandstorm, you gotta be like, okay, I gotta land those blaster attacks. You gotta get some downlight into recovery, and we're seeing Raydish now down in that second stock, but it makes me kind of wonder, like, we've been seeing that so much tonight, if that might get nerfed for blasters in the near future.
Yo, it's one of those things where like the high speed really makes it a tighter window. So like if you're playing a character like Brawlhalla who has 5 speed, that wouldn't hit true. But fortunately, he is on the Diana. Wait, it catches. Ooh, and now this lead just doubled for Sandstorm very quickly. And I mean, scary. You never really want to go down after being up 2 oaks. All the pressure is on you. So hopefully Raydish can find his way back in, but Sandstorm looking very confident and poised to take this game number 3.
Well, it's funny too, because that Sandstorm combo that he had with the bow and the weapon throws involving the blaster weapon throws and stuff like that led to Raydish losing that second stock, and the momentum going into Sandstorm's favor. But Raydish now having an opportunity of taking it, gets that lovely orb there, and Sandstorm's down to the second stock. But can he reverse 3 stock Sandstorm though? That's the real question.
I mean, I think so. It's
Oh,
possible.
there you go.
Never
There
discount
we go.
Raydish, as we see right now. Oh my gosh! Wow! Wow!
Raydish!
Just absolutely throwing him down to the blast zone. Just letting him know that
Oh my god.
he just can't have that lead. Raydish is just not letting him. He just said no.
That's the way you go and get a knockout too, going off that ledge.
Wow.
You know Sandstorm's feeling the pressure now. You know Raydish is in his element. But will Sandstorm go ahead and take this advantage? We'll have to see. It comes down to how well Sandstorm uses that down lane in the recovery option on Demon Island. But it is Demon Island though, Clem.
If Sandstorm can keep finding these stairs, a delay recovery, not going to KO just yet. But he managed to pick up the blasters still, fortunately. Misses the side sig. This is looking scary. He needs to find that one hit. He needs to find that jump Sarah. He needs to find that delay. But can he do it against Raydish's orb? Because Raydish is ready to punish with a Sarah at any time, really. Ground pound raw. Just letting him know not to cross him up. And a delay Sarah catching, closing out the game after that huge comeback from Raydish. I mean, you know, you'd be happy if you're Sandstorm taking that game. But the thing is that, like, Raydish has that confidence where he just, like, he knows that he can do that, right? So this is scary, you know? Holy smokes.
He was locked in. He knew Sandstorm was going to be impulse jumping up and just spam the bam, knocked him out. That second stock knockout was extremely clean, but then we see Sandstorm coming with a downlight side air, knocking things out. But we're not going to game number 4, and we're on Small Fortress Alliance. Now the downlight recovery will land on this map a lot easier. Now it's going to favor Sandstorm right now, and we saw that in Demon Island last game, but the ceiling was just a little bit too high for Sandstorm to go ahead and get that knockout option.
Yeah, and I mean, this map is pretty good for Orb as well, because Side Light Sarah on High Force Orb is always very, very scary. So on a map with short walls like Small Fortress Alliance, I mean, it is very, very, very prevalent. So we're going to have to see what happens. So far, Raydish with a slight lead, but Sandstorm quickly answering in damage.
Yeah, for sure. And right now, we're seeing Rage come in with those gauntlets, swaps over to Orb, tries to get the neutral signature knockout option on the Sandstorm, but Sandstorm missing that dare, allowing for Rage to launch him to the side. Sandstorm approaching, Rage with the counter side air option, trying to get a knockout option. The gauntlet neutral comes in, and Sandstorm is now down into that second stock. And Raydish is getting aggressive, man. I'm liking the gameplay so far.
It's running him down. He's feeling confident. And I mean, it is working so far. He's been able to find those hits, but Sandstorm looking for the D-Sig, the heavy options. Raydish dropping another side light Sair, and Sandstorm quickly getting the punish. I mean, Sandstorm just needs to find that one move. It's one of those things where Raydish is just getting this huge lead, and you really don't want this to happen, because if you lose this game of Sandstorm, you're out. That's it. So he needs to make a good comeback, because Raydish is taking control of this game fast.
Dude, one of them missed downlight. I forget which one it was, but someone dropped side light into side air as well. So I don't know. Sandstorm is down at 3/4 of a stock over Raydish. He's now able to build his damage up. We'll kind of have to see what happens, but Raydish is now being aggressive with the unarmed, trying to find an option knockout or knockout option on the Sandstorm. That silent side air is just true of an option to go and take advantage of.
Yeah, and once again, that side light's there, the tried and true KO combo of Orb. But I mean, Sandstorm was looking very strong on the blasters for a second there on that second stock. So there is signs of life, but Raydish is quick to try and put those out, as he does not want to go game 5. He wants to close this out right now.
Yeah, and right now, I mean, if you're Sandstorm, you're like, hey, I need to get this damage build up into a knockout and just go crazy. But here's the thing, he's not done what Rage has done tonight when it comes down to these combo options off the ledge. He's kind of having to approach a lot more with blasters because he doesn't fully know those ranges yet, and we're kind of seeing that here. He's trying to go in for these side airs and stuff like that, but the hitboxes are so small, it's very hard to land from any point of view. But we do get a dare by Sandstorm. We do see a downlight recovery. That spacing was fantastic, and now Rage is down to that final stock there, Kalem.
Yeah, really, really good spacing out of Sandstorm. Good little punish there, but again, he's against that high force. A lot of things will KO right here. Raydish has been looking for these very heavy options, but, you know, missing the confirm there, unfortunately. And he's got the orb now. He has to worry about that Sair. Like, very, very scared. Saw that Sair catching, and that is it. Ooh, Raydish. Just closing it out 3-1. Just, you know, doing his thing. The one game that he lost, he almost brought it back. It was a very, very good showing from Raydish. Overall, he had a lot of control in that set. I mean, he just pushed the advantage. Whenever he was down, he was always really, really working hard to make that comeback. You know, it was just a really good show of heart. Nothing really to say.
Indeed, and Raydish overall doing very, very well, taking control of the leads that they were offered, and it seemed like Sandstorm was just, and realistically, I remember he was talking about it being a new weapon for him, or a new legend. I mean, those side airs with blasters were very, very hard to land, and when you're countering stuff like Raydish's orb and gauntlet, they're just so aggressive, so powerful with force that it's going to knock you out very quickly. So I think Raydish definitely going in with his gauntlets and orbs did very, very well against Sandstorm.